Since I got back from holiday, I've had to solve a murder mystery. What has been killing my lambs? I arrived home from holiday to lambs having what can only be described as seizures. Thankfully, there were only 2. And the second one, when it died, I submitted it to Stormont for a post-mortem, and the results came back very quickly. CCN was the cause of death, which is a necrosis of the front part of the brain, so essentially cell death in the front part of the brain of this lamb. The cause of CCN is well known, it's a vitamin B1 deficiency, but the cause of the B1 deficiency is less obvious. Ground that's high in sulphur can inhibit the uptake of vitamin B1. Ground these lambs have been running on has all been tested in the last 2 years and has shown up to be perfectly normal for sulphur levels. High worm burden can also be a contributing factor, but I had wormed these lambs with Cydectin for sheep about 4 weeks ago. Fair enough, they were getting due a dose, but they shouldn't have been that bad. So the initial post-mortem came back within a matter of hours, and that told me about the CCN. The treatment for CCN is preventative, and it's vitamin B1. So they've been getting it now every day for several days. The second part of the post-mortem was more informative and probably more worrying. It showed that I had homunculus in the flock. Homunculus? Homunculus? Am I saying that right? I don't know. Something like that. An homunculus is a worm, but it's highly resistant to most wormers. So now I had another job to do, and that was dose every single lamb with Solvex Wormer, which is one of the only products in the market which completely kills homunculus. So what do I do next? Well, hopefully these lambs will be okay. The suggestion was if the ground was high in sulphur to supplement them with meal, but I suspect, given that homunculus has been a contributing factor, once that's been tackled and they're moved onto fresh ground away from those worms, this should be okay. But I am going to dose all of my flock with Solvex Wormer, which is very expensive, but it should be cheaper than having several deaths. Unfortunately, Solvex is now going to have to be part of my annual routine, and I'm going to have to worm my ewes prior to housing probably, just to give a clean sweep and kill everything off. So it just goes to show there's always lessons to be learned in sheep farming. Hopefully I'll get these lambs done today. I'll move them onto fresh pasture in a couple of days once the worms are out of them. And later on today I'll get all the ewes in and give them their worm dose. I'll probably give them some vitamin boluses while they're here.